Yo, it's Guido coming at you with Tactics Talk. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. It is yours truly in my WZ-111-1FT. This is a tank that I ground through and really never touched again. So this is my 100 battle challenge with it. Trying to get a couple early shots on the guys climbing up the hill, but there were so many of my team pushing in there I didn't try to sneak one through. So I'm just going to hang out back here on this back edge. They're up on the hill a little bit. It looks like our guys took it, so anyone who tried to get up there is dead end. So I'm just going to sit back here. And pretty quickly we get some leakers coming around the other side here. Try to time a shot, but go a little bit early. And we'll back off, and I'm just going to use this bush right here for a little bit. Casemate TD on mines is a tough one. It's really hard to kind of know where to go. Early shots right there. You could sit up there where the Scorpion is. That's another option. If they don't go towards the hill very much, if they don't really push the hill, you can try to climb up it, but this one's pretty slow, so I really wouldn't want to climb up the hill this early in the game with that many guns left. So I'm just going to come around this corner. But the 110E3 is wide, so anything that comes in here, we should be able to start getting a bit of a crossfire on him, provided the 110E4 can live. Not easy where he is. The good news, however, for us is that we own the hill. So the 110E4 can be wide there without taking a bunch of aggro from shots from the hill, but he is exposed to artillery and splash, and then any of the enemy tanks that are camping back on its cap. So he's going to go ahead and wisely move up here instead of hang out back there in the buildings using this big turret right here. Castle turret, that is. Tower, I guess, is what it really is right there. We got a 257 who's sitting there, so I'm going to change this a little bit. He does not show any inclination to come around the corner. Why? Well, there's a 110E4 sitting there, so let's try to change this a little bit. See if I can kind of surprise this dude by showing up right here. Maybe he'll push up enough that I can get a shot on him here. I am exposed to anyone in the back. I do have the tower protecting me a bit, but if I get spotted, potentially artillery can shoot in there. But there's really nothing going on there, so I'm going to change the fight again a little bit. I'll take a chance of getting poked at right there. The 110E4 goes in, and I wish I had kind of gone in there, hindsight's 2020, about the time the 110E4 went in there, because then the WZ follows up, and they're really in a position to start punching that guy. So I'm just going to go ahead and go wide right here. And really, what I'm showing here is that even a slow casemate TD, if you get on your horse and start working it, can get in and start doing some damage. As opposed to sitting back where the Scorpion G was, but to his credit, you can see he's moving up as well. This is turning into a face roll, but you've got to react to all the different battles, whether it's a face roll, a close battle, whatever the case. So I'm going to take a shot there. I rushed that. I need to be a little more careful with that shot. Got a Scorpion G way, way back there. No shot on him. We're winning pretty handily, but I don't want to go rushing forward and get taken out by 2 or 3 TD shots until about now, because what's going on now is the enemy tanks are so busy with so many different targets coming at them that it's pretty easy at this point to just come in there, and it is a bit of security by numbers, right? Just the likelihood of them shooting you is much less because there are so many enemies shooting at them. Now, if I had been taking fire up to that point, people have been shooting and shooting and shooting at me, then I probably would have just driven out into the open like this. But you've got to take all that into account. A little shot. Thank goodness my shot went a little left on that, actually. Had it been straight on, I think it would have hit the rock. And obviously to the right would have hit the rock. I'm going to go into this 110E3. I'm pretty sure I'm going to take a hit, so I'll just throw one in the top there. That's not a very weak spot, but he shoots somebody else, thankfully. I'm just going to change this a little bit. I'm just going to go by him right here. No sense all of us sitting there facing him face to face. So just turn this thing around. He realizes what's happening and he starts to truck on in. Nukes that dude. Looking to get the 110E4. 110E4 tracked him. Looked like he fit it. He fixed it, so I'm just going to drive up behind him. Try to bother him. Throw off his aim a little bit. Just make sure he can't spin around and put his gun on me as easily. We'll just drive up behind him and take him down. Now, this is an interesting game because it's not a game where Guido rolled out in his WZ-111 and dominated and was a key to this win. I was scavenging hit points. I still managed 2,647 in a slow casemate TD. I took advantage of a face roll that was happening. I mean, it looks okay. It's 14-7, but really it was never really in doubt except for after the the counter went to 0 and everyone started moving pretty quickly after that. It was pretty obvious who was going to win. We got the hill. We were in better position. People like me were moving up forward. The 110E4, another TD, moves up forward and starts punching guys in the face and taking them down. But the point of that is that even in a tank like this, in the right situation, you can be forward and moving forward. The other thing I will say is, when I say I went forward, I was not up in the 257's face. I was forward enough to kind of jockey around and start to get shots on those guys, but I was not the lead guy. I'm bottom tier in a 357. I'm in a hard to maneuver casemate TD. So when people tell you, hey, you're a second line sniper or you're a TD and you hang out in the back is relative. The back is relative, and the back is somewhere where you can get shots on the front. All right? The front lines. The back is not hanging out on this hill until now in the game, when clearly there's no way you're going to get a shot. So you have to make a decision at some point. You can't always just rage forward in your TD, but you do need to have a plan to stair-step forward and support your tanks. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Keep supporting the channel, and we will see you.